The world is once again watching a narrow stretch of water that has the power to shake the global economy to its core. Over the last 24 hours, a rapidly escalating confrontation in the Strait of Hormuz has pulled three major powers into direct strategic collision. The United States has moved to tighten its naval posture in the region, signaling a blockade-style containment strategy aimed at restricting Iran's ability to export oil through one of the most important maritime choke points on the planet. This is not just a regional maneuver. The Strait of Hormuz carries a significant portion of the world's seaborne oil supply. Any disruption here does not remain local. It ripples outward into global energy markets, supply chains, inflation rates, and political stability across continents. But what has transformed this from a regional standoff into a global flashpoint is not only Washington's decision, it is Beijing's response. Within hours of the escalation, China issued a sharply worded strategic warning signaling that it views the situation not as a distant Middle Eastern dispute, but as a direct threat to its national energy security and long-term economic stability. China's position is clear. Any attempt to fully choke Iranian oil exports will not remain unanswered in the economic or strategic domain. This development has shifted the entire calculation. On one side, the United States is attempting to assert maritime control over a critical global energy artery. On the other side, Iran sits at the geographic center of the strait, capable of disrupting traffic through asymmetric military means. And now, positioned behind Iran in a far less visible but potentially decisive way, China is emerging as a strategic enabler in trade, technology, and energy infrastructure. The immediate question is no longer simply whether ships will pass through the strait safely. It is whether the global economic system that depends on that passage can remain stable at all. Oil markets are already reacting with volatility. Shipping insurance premiums are rising. Military observers are tracking naval movements with increasing concern. And diplomatic channels are now operating under extreme pressure as governments attempt to prevent a full-scale escalation that could destabilize global energy flows. What makes this moment particularly significant is the speed at which alliances and counterpositions are forming. This is not a slow-moving geopolitical shift. It is unfolding in real time, driven by energy dependence, military positioning, and the growing competition between established and emerging global powers. And at the center of it all is a question that now defines the next phase of global stability. Can any single power still control the world's most critical energy choke point without triggering a wider strategic response? In this documentary, we will break down how this confrontation developed, why the Strait of Hormuz has become the focal point of global tension, and how China's strategic positioning could reshape the balance of power far beyond the Middle East. If you want to understand the next phase of this crisis as it unfolds, make sure you are subscribed, because what happens next may redefine the global order in ways that are already beginning to take shape.